Announcing today.
Well, I'm feeling kind of like mixed emotions about like my mom. I know she's trying to be supportive, but she keeps like lecturing me and it's kind of driving me crazy.
Mm-hmm. So you've been talking with your mom about something that's stressing you out lately.
Yeah, so I'm newly pregnant. I'm in my first trimester, and I worked out prior to getting pregnant, and from books and OBGYN and other like good resources, it's like you're allowed to continue, and they want you to like work out. It's like healthy as long as you're not like lifting like anything over 20 pounds. You know, if you're being safe about it. But she sees my working out and is like, well, I know that you wouldn't do anything to harm the baby, but I just think that you need to slow down. Like, why don't you just walk?
Mm-hmm. So she's kind of worrying that you might take your working out to an extreme, but you don't feel like you would do anything to risk the baby, or risk the safety to the baby.
Yeah. So, like, it's from what I mean, obviously, if I wouldn't try to run a marathon now or anything like that, or like push past the intensity, but like things that I was doing before, I feel like I'm okay with doing them now. And as far as like different sorts of exercises, like I'm aware of what is safe during the first versus the second versus the third. So I feel like right now, like I enjoy like the cardio, and I want to do it while I still can, because I know like I won't be able to do like the way that I like to work out like farther in the pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. So it's important to you to keep working on the things that you were able to do before, but you know your limits, it sounds like. So, you know, while you're trying to exercise but also keep your baby healthy and safe, you know, you're trying to maybe push the limits a little to just see where you're comfortable. But it sounds like if you recognize where you need to stop, it sounds like you would.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe your mom is a little bit worried that you wouldn't.
Yeah, she definitely has her concerns. Like, she says, like, well, when I was pregnant, like, I was moving couches and, like, doing all these different things, and I was doing things that weren't necessarily safe, and, like, I just don't want to see you doing the same things, and I want you to be safe, which I know it's coming from, like, a stance of, like, loving and support, but then at the same time, I'm kind of feeling like, well, like, I know what I'm doing, and I wish that she would just trust me. Like, I'm already, like, I'm not drinking any caffeine. Like, other things that they say you can have in moderation, like, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So, I wish, like, she would see that, like, the benefits. She's very old-fashioned, so she was like, well, back in my day, women didn't work out when they were pregnant, and it's like, well, now studies have shown that, like, exercise is healthy for the mom and for the baby, and it makes, like, labor, it makes a lot of other things easier. So, I just want to be like, well, have you read any like scientific studies, or? But I know she's just being worried.
Yeah. So what your mom thinks is important to you too, but at the same time, her worrying might get in the way of seeing that you're able to make good choices.
Yeah. So I definitely like hear and I like about what she thinks, and it makes me feel like loved. It's better than if she would be like, oh, well, just do what you want. Like, it's nice to know that she cares and it's loving, but I just wish that, you know, maybe she would like hear me out, like, I'm not going to do anything that's unsafe. And she's like, I know, but I'm going to buy you these DVDs that are a little bit easier.
So you feel like maybe if she could kind of give you a little bit more credit, even would kind of take away some of the stress of just talking about it with her. But you are also able to see her points. You know, you appreciate the fact that your mom is looking out for you. But still, she's your mom. You know, so it's probably kind of hard to tell her that maybe you even know a little bit better than she's giving you credit for.
Yeah, and I'm not at a point now, like, where I want to change anything, like, and I think that makes her a little upset, but I'm not, like, willing to, like, discontinue what I'm doing, like, to, I guess, get her off my back, because I, like, when it push, like, if I'm like feeling fatigued, like I take a break, and there's a lot of different opinions out there, so it's hard to know what like to do, but like inherently you gotta trust your gut, and so that's what I'm at. And I don't know if she's gonna be mad because she's gonna buy me these DVDs, so I'm gonna be like, maybe in my third I'll do these, but not right now.
Yeah, your gut sounds pretty smart, but it's stressful to wonder if your mom sees it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it sounds like you have a really good relationship with your mom, and you know, it's just maybe because this is a newer thing, it's just like a new obstacle for you guys to kind of get over.
Yeah, and my first pregnancy, like I didn't like work out, and I just ate like whatever I want. Like I was completely the opposite. So I'm trying to like do better this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be more conscientious, like just because, like I mean everything, like knock on wood, and thank God, like Norman's like fully functioning, healthy, happy. But I'm just like. But for me, it was hard for me because like I had gained so much weight, and I could have easily had gestational diabetes. Like thank goodness I didn't. And like after the fact, it was hard because I had no energy, and so I just want to kind of avoid that this time.
You were really lucky your first time around, but this time you're hoping maybe you can, you know, do some even healthier things to just secure, you know, the health for both you and the baby. And for other people, you know, that might look kind of weird because they see you pushing harder and they're just worried that maybe you've been pushed too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I definitely don't want to go back to what it was. Like, I mean, I didn't do anything crazy like smoke or anything during my pregnancy, but like eating like a half a pound of, well, more than that, probably like half a bag of chocolate, whatever it was, isn't good. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe not so much chocolate this time, even though the baby's okay, but this time you're just really focusing on, you know, it sounds like working towards the best that you can do. You know, even if it's not perfect, you know, it sounds like it's just really important to you to be as healthy as you can.
mm-hmm, definitely. Yeah, I want to be healthy for both of us. And like now that I've gained more of an understanding of like I was kind of like, it's something that we're all taught, like you get your fuel from your food, but like to actually like think about the way like our digestive system works, and like how nutrients are absorbed, and like how you like, and especially carrying another life, like you want to make the better, like you want them to get all the best, you know. They're your kid, you want them to have the best. So I mean, not saying like I still go out and I have my little treats, like if I want a baked potato with sour cream, I'm gonna do that, but I just try to be more conscientious this time around.
Okay. So, just kind of in wrapping up, you know, your values are, you know, for the benefit of both you and the baby. You know, you have a mom who sounds like she's supportive, but just maybe not quite on the same page as you right now. And, you know, if you guys were able to kind of be on the same page, it sounds like it would take kind of the stress out of the relationship, because really you're both looking at really positive things.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe just kind of figuring out what we can do for you that would help you work towards, you know, just lowering your stress and, you know, being able to move forward with what you're trying to do.
Yeah, maybe just talking where like you want the best. I mean, I guess that's a good way to look at it. Like she is doing it from a point where she wants the best for the baby. I'm doing it from a point where I want the best for the baby. So like we both should collaborate because we both want the best. So.
Right, right. You just have different ways of doing it.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
mm-hmm.
You know, and it sounds like you're okay with that. It's just you
Yeah.
know, worrying about trying to help her understand in a way where, you know, she's maybe not so frustrated. I don't even know if frustrated is the right word, but you know, just trying to get her on the same page with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can probably